So behind this door is my game room, but before we enter, I want to say that since I was born in 1977, and for those of you who can do math, that means I'll be 47 here in 2024, it means I also turned 6 in 1983, and that's a great time to get into gaming, don't you think? If you notice, I say Nintendo Sage, Nintendo player since 1983, and the reason why, when you first walk in, you'll see what I call a retro corner here. Nice beanbag chair on the floor there. But I have this TV and another TV next to it, and underneath it is a great game system known as ColecoVision. It came out in 1982, wasn't discontinued until 1985, and in 1983 it came with a game called Donkey Kong by Nintendo. And I have the ColecoVision as well as the attachment to play 2600 games on top of it. Next to it is TurboGrafx 16. This came out when I was in high school, and I wanted it because of Turbo Express. Then we got a TV from a local school. And on top of that, we've got the Emerson Arcadia 2001, and a couple of Yoshis there. That one's an Amiibo. That one's from the Burger King toys in 2002. We got the R-Zone sign from Toys R Us, electronic sign. We got the Super Mario Odyssey poster, some stickers, and then Villager. We also have a Toys R Us sign there. Over here, we have a couple of Villagers here. We have KK Slider up there. In the corner, we've got Ganondorf attacking Link, who's protecting Zelda. We got a Mario Kart 8 poster. Then we got the Super Mario Groovy Happy Meal toys from McDonald's. And here is the stand, which shows the AV Famicom, Famicom Jr., a VCR to hook them up since the TV only has RF input. Their counterpart American systems, the top loader NES, the Super Nintendo 2, as well as the Wii Mini. And over here, this is the wall that you mainly see on streaming. Starting first, you'll see GameCube sign from Toys R Us in 2002. Nintendo 64 sign, also from Toys R Us in 2002, because I worked there in 2002. We have a lenticular Animal Crossing poster here. And I love this thing, because it develops from a single house there to a great big multi-house there. That's why it changes there. You'll see it on the screen. Then we got Star Fox, another display from Toys R Us in 2002. Got Happy Home Designer, one of my favorite Animal Crossing games. Chibi Robo Zip Flash, which is also lenticular. It changes too. See there. Then we got a Happy Meal sign from McDonald's. You'll start to see a trend here with Happy Meal, because here are Happy Meal displays from McDonald's and Nintendo. First one is from 2006, Take the Mario Challenge. Then we have one from 2017, which is Super Mario. And the following year, in 2018, another Super Mario one. Here's the Taco Bell Yoshi with the Wendy's Mario on top of him. He's looking over at a 2006 Yoshi with a 1990 Super Mario Bros. 3 Happy Meal toy that he's holding. And we've got these displays here. So over on the left, I've got the Mario display with a question mark block, checkers, Yahtzee, Connect 4, chess, Monopoly, Uno, and some other random games here. Those are Club Nintendo posters over here. On the right, we have Zelda. The Symphony of the Tour Goddess finally came to St. Louis a few years ago, so I picked up every bit of memorabilia I could, because there was only one concert then. It took forever to finally come here. When it came here, I grabbed everything I could. We've got the Zelda Monopoly board game, got the actual Zelda board game, and a few other random games. So coming over along this wall, you see that from earlier. Here's a speaker from my surround sound system. Here is a World of Nintendo sign that lights up. Let me show what this looks like. Turn it on. You'll see how it looks semi-neon. Here's what it looks like in the dark. Kind of nice. Then we got the mini fridge from my college days, including the phone from mid-90s when I was in college. Next is an RC racer from, I think, Jack's Pacific. And I love RC cars, so I've got a Mario Kart one. Over here is this bookcase. On top, we've got the Super Mario Bros. 3 Happy Meal set. It's from 1990. And we got the 2014 Mario Kart 8 display. Then every issue of Nintendo Power. Here's the very first one from July, August 1988. and it goes all the way on this top shelf up to issue, was it 145? Then down below, I got the next round. So it starts at 146, goes all the way until issue 285, and it says final issue. Next, I have the Nintendo Power Advance, player's guides really. Then behind that is the Nintendo Fun Club newsletters. I'll show more of these in detail later. Here's my player's guide shelf, as well as an Animal Crossing light there. Many of these are from Nintendo Power. You either got them with Nintendo Power, or you got a discount if you had Nintendo Power. So you'll see Zelda, Mario, Animal Crossing, and a few random odds and ends ones. Here's the Japanese Tobidase Doubutsu no Mori. This is the catalog. You got a Splatoon player's guide there. Next shelf. This is every Animal Crossing e-reader and amiibo card in that folder. There is the Switch Lite in this case, which is also an Animal Crossing case. Let me get that out and show here. Open it up. This is Nintendo's newest system, Switch Lite. Then next, we have e-reader card folders. I only have something in this one. This is my Japanese one, and since at the time I didn't realize they were going to release in America, but I've got the Hello Kitty ones from Japan. And since these all released in America, they basically just have these little stickers, these extra things here. So you've got a few of the sets here that would work with me. Got that one, KK, or Tota KK, I believe, in Japan. And Timmy and Tommy, Mamitsubu, I think was one of them. Here's the Resetti. So we've got quite a bit. After that, on this same shelf, I have my Switch carry case, player's guide bundle for Zelda, and then we can't go wrong with Hyrule Historia. Then we have more memorabilia from the Symphony of the Goddesses, including an ocarina, how to play it, as well as the art of the ocarina. On the last shelf, as I told you, you'll see the trend. Here's the Happy Meals, their boxes from McDonald's. Here's the posters. The very first one, Now You Playing with Power for Nintendo. And we've got Game Boy, gonna be at your fun today. And a nice McDonald's one here from Hello Kitty and Transformers. Then we have this big piece here, that's my favorite in the room. This big, large entertainment center. 2 speakers on either side for the surround sound system. To give you an idea how big this center is, let me take a seat here and show just how massive this thing is up close. It's about 5 feet wide, about 6.5 feet tall. Let me open it up. Slide one door in. Open up the other door. Slide that in. You'll see on the left, we've got figures there in front of my Switch. Got the TV. We call the Tower of Power. That is 4 Wii sensors. And you'll see why here in a few minutes. Here's a couple more toys here. Surround sound system, DVD player. We got shelves, or drawers. This drawer has my Nintendo and Super Nintendo controllers. You'll see the Max and Advantage there, as well as regular NES controllers. There's Super NES, there's the NES mouse. Next one, here's my N64 and GameCube ones. A couple of Wii Classic controllers in there as well. See some memory card, the Game Boy Transfer Pack. Then we keep on going. We have GameCube, Wii, and I don't believe any Wii U controllers in here. I believe this is just Wii and GameCube. See the nunchuck, the remote, which I got new with the Wii, the black Wii. Then down below, we've got quite a bit stored in here. On the left is a whole bunch of video games. I've got Nintendo over on the left with that carry case of 15 games. Then I've got the Super Game Boy 2. I got some Japanese games. Whole bunch of Nintendo games all the way back there. Even have even more Nintendo games there. We've got a bunch of Japanese games. You'll see why in a minute. Here's all my Super Nintendo games. They go way back here. Got my Famicom games here. For the Famicom disk system. Keep on going back. You see how far back the Nintendo 64 ones go, as well as some of the cased ones, which are Zelda. That one is for Super Mario 64. Here is my Doubutsu no Mori for the Japanese 64. See even more Super Nintendo games, and give you an idea of just how many games I've got. Got probably a couple hundred games that average about 30 games per system, and have mainly 3 systems stored in there. On the left side here is what I call the Japanese side, so let's open this up. You'll see a Famicom with a Famicom disk system, Super Famicom with a Teleview, Japanese N64 with the Doubutsu no Mori cartridge in it. There's a 64DD. It's a Japanese GameCube, Japanese 3DS, American new 3DS, Japanese Wii, Japanese Wii U, a VCR so I can play these Japanese systems that run on RF. Inside this drawer here is my Emerson Arcadia 2001 games. I have a Atari 2600 extra controller. Here's my Atari 2600 games. Here's the ColecoVision games. And this is a belt for the Famicom disk system according to the seller. We'll put these back in here. Shut them. Down here on the left, I have the Color TV game 15, and just storage for my CDs and cassettes. Below these are a whole bunch of accessories. You see I've got the Famicom, the NES Rob, the orange zapper, I got the power pad there, got the balance board, got the Mario Dance Dance Revolution mat, the DK bongos are back there. Let's see, I believe that's all the things in here. The right side is really packed. I opened it up. And this is where I keep my disc games. I first have Switch up front, because it goes oldest and back, newest up front. So there's my Switch collection for right now. Hopefully this grows as time goes on. I've been a little disappointed with Switch. They've done a lot of ports that I really wish they wouldn't. Here's all my Wii U games. I also have a few digital Wii U games on my Wii U. Then we come back here, you'll see the Wii games. Pull these extra things out in front. Move these Wii U games. Here's my Wii. Behind every Wii U game is a Wii game. And behind every Wii game, you can see way back there is a GameCube game. Let me take out some of these other Wii U games. I can show them here. So we've got GameCube games. And quite a bit of GameCube games. See, starting with my favorite, Animal Crossing. Then we got Phantasy Star Online, got the Zeldas. All these Wii games in front. Get them out of the way. Some more GameCube games, Sonic games. I loved it when they started getting ported onto GameCube. Some of the Mario Party games, of course Donkey Konga. We have some more Zelda games, some more Mario Party games, Phantasy Star games. Then we got this. This is my nice little travel companion. We got stuff to keep clean for the entertainment center. Nice Mario hat here. Yes, there is more accessories for the NES. There's the U-Force, the Super Nintendo multi-tap, the Power Glove, a figure from Majora's Mask, keyboard for the GameCube, spare GameCube. And now let's get into this travel companion. Let's start first up front. This thing went with me so many places in the mid-2000s. Well, first, let's start off with the outside. I've got a mini keychain for Zelda. It's basically Zelda 2. Doesn't work right now because I need a new battery. Of course, we have a pulsable Link after that. Unfortunately, his sword has broken off, but he does kind of bend a little bit still. Now, let's open up the front of this. See, first, I've got the Game Boy Advance, then some movies. Then I have the wires here to plug all that in. Zip this back up. Unzip this guy. Let's first throw it to the side. Here is a DS Lite, the small DS that took off in sales. Game Boy Micro, which is extremely rare. I got one of these new. I keep it inside this little case here. So you see, nice little Game Boy Micro. And then back here, in the very back, is my original launch DS. More games, portable games here for playing it on the go, as well as the voice chat, which didn't really do much for the headset. And then we got the NES Classic games, perfect games to play on the go. Of course, we've got a Action Replay with what else? Animal Crossing Wild World. So on the right side here, this is what I call the American side. So I've got the NES next to the Super NES with the Super Game Boy, American Nintendo 64, American GameCube, American Wii, American Wii U. This drawer is really stuffed. Quite a bit of systems in here. First, I've got an original Game Boy in here. I have a whole slew of Game Boy Advance games, and then also Game Boy games buried here with wiring. There is a couple of special Toys R Us only, then Game Boy Advance NES version. Because at the time, I didn't realize Game Boy was region-free, so in Japan, when I found out they released these Famicom mini games, I got one, got a system to play it. Didn't realize I could have played it on my American system. Here's a screen protector for the Japanese 3DS XL. Haven't put it on, haven't really needed a reason to yet. There is the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Light from Japan, Game Boy Pocket with the Game Boy camera, and here is a new 3DS XL. Then we got a 3DS XL, and we've got a DSi XL. As you can see, I'm not too big a fan of the XLs, but I have them just to have them. Underneath those systems as well, you'll see playing cards for mini playing cards for Animal Crossing, playing cards for Nintendo. This was what they had in the Club Nintendo version. I'll put these guys back. The systems on top like this. Over here, on the bottom, before I get into that, got my collection of VHS, and here's my 3DS. And just like in the GameCube, Wii, and Wii U, as well as Switch, I've got my DS behind my 3DS. You can see them stacked up there. Got 3 rows, more or less about 30 of each system. So I've got probably close to 100 games in this one. Have a couple of card cases here. Here's the 3DS ones. Here are the DS ones. This one is one of my favorites. Open it up, has a stylus on one side, the game's on the other, and it makes a nice panorama. Then I also have, what else? Animal Crossing. Same thing. yet another Wild World game. It's hard to see how big of a fan I am of some of these franchises. And we've got Mario for the 3DS. And of course, now we have a whole bunch more games. And of course, what else? Animal Crossing for 3DS. With, surprise, surprise, Animal Crossing games. And some of those games are in their respective systems. Now we come over to the closet, open this, and you'll see my Pikachu army. I may have been 21 when Pokemon came out in the US, but I got into the yellow for sure. And this was the very first one I ever got in 1999 when I heavily got into Pokemon. There is the Japanese Nintendo 64 that Toys R Us had. It was reduced down. I was working at Toys R Us at the time. There's the Pikachu amiibo, the McDonald's card, I believe, another Pikachu, the Toys R Us exclusive for the Game Boy Advance, Pikachu pillow, some Christmas ornaments, a whole bunch of small Pikachu up there, some Pogs, if you remember those from the 90s. Here's a display stand. Here's the Burger King card. They had a gold card there. There's a bag from the Pokemon. And then I also have a Pokemon comforter. Just to be safe, here's a Pokemon poster, as well as F-Zero GX. On this last wall, we have more posters. Here is the conversion from Club Nintendo, or from My Nintendo to Club Nintendo. Here's a Reggie letter. Since this has my address, I've covered it over now, but here's that thank you letter. And we've got the Nintendo game plan. This was the original poster that came with the Nintendo, original NES. Here's another Happy Home Designer. Here's yet another Happy Meal display, the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's by Illumination, as well as another display, the Sing, also made by Illusion. And we have the White Tower. Now let me go through this one by one. This top drawer, before I open it, you'll see these nice little Lego Mario characters. It has quite a bit in here. It doesn't like to open too easily. Let's see if I can open this a little easier. You'll see that the Wii controller, Wii nunchuck, Japanese converter for the DSi or 3DS to make it a new 3DS, so we can play games like Majora's Mask. And I have some old cassettes for video recorders. Here's the Etch-a-Sketch Animator. I've got the Etch-a-Sketch Animator 2000, which I consider handhelds. The Animator 2000 did play video games, so I consider it a handheld, even though most probably wouldn't. But it also ran on batteries. Now we got to the Nintendo. And this one is quite a bit. I'll go into this more later. But here is Animal Crossing e-reader cards. I'll explain in a future video why I've got each one of these. I bought each one new way back in the respective years. I've got Pokemon ones. I've got a whole bunch of Pokemon ones. I've got more Animal Crossing e-reader, or amiibo cards, excuse me. And this one shows the Wii U on the back. I've got a pack of each one of those, as well as Mario Sports Superstars. There's a Game Boy Advance video box. It's the Game Boy printer paper. There's the Game Boy printer down there. It's the GameCube Game Boy Advance cable. Link cable for the Game Boys. This is a Game Boy carry case with yet another original Game Boy in it. Here's the original Game Boy right here. Got the Game Boy Advance. Got the Game Boy Color, as well as badges I won from the Pokemon 2000 tour. I beat a 10-year-old kid, so it wasn't really that impressive. Here's some more chargers. Underneath this, I have some more e-reader stuff. Here's my e-reader cards and amiibo cards. So I've got amiibo, and I've got down here e-reader cards. Pokemon E, Mario Party E, e-reader stuff. Next drawer is the Animal Crossing amiibo cards. These ones are the later versions with Switch replacing Wii U. Then I have Nintendo and non-Nintendo, but the only Nintendo is really the 2DS. Then I got the amiibo reader. Got what I think is the best handheld ever made, the the Turbo Express. Then below it, another Turbo Express Pocket TV. Neither of those work because there's no analog TV. Is a Microvision. The PSP. I'm not just dedicated to Nintendo. I also have other non-Nintendo systems. American e-reader. There's another PSP down there. It's the Nomad, the Sega Genesis Nomad. The Bandai WonderSwan, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Atari Lynx 2, and underneath the Microvision is an Atari Lynx 1, the massive handheld system. And then below that, I have even more systems with the Launch 3DS, a carry case for Game Gear that's empty. There's the Game Gear there with probably the greatest accessory for it, the TV tuner. There's a Handy Gear, supposed to make your Game Gear waterproof. There's an extension for the NES Classic. There's another Wii Classic controller, some Game Gear games, the Game & Watch Ball from Club Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16 games, another Turbo Express in mint condition inside that carry case. Next shelf is essentially just controllers and hookups, and of course yet another Animal Crossing New Leaf. If you know, you know. Here's all my cables and stuff, kind of just randomly thrown in there. More plugs in that, a couple of camcorders from when I was still recording stuff analog. And lastly, and the very last one, it's a Virtual Boy. So yes, I have Virtual Boy. So we end it over on this wall. It's my little Zelda corner. See my little figures first of California Raisins standing here in the rear speaker. So we got a couple of Zelda posters up here. Got Majora's Mask. Also have a Symphony of the Goddesses songbook, so you can actually play Zelda songs, as well as a songbook, on the keyboard. And below it, I've got some more Nintendo posters from McDonald's. And so that's it. There's my game room. Hope you enjoyed it. It's not a big collection, but it's my collection. It's been a nice 40-year collection here. It started in 1983 and continued on through 2023 into 2024, so I guess going on 41 years now. And the majority of you will see this, because this is the spot that I use as the backdrop for my streaming. And I hope you enjoyed seeing all this. And if you like what you saw, subscribe. And I will see you when I do my streaming. Thank you for watching. Bye.